Hey guys, welcome to the Not So Dumb Idiot Podcast. It's your gracious host again, Nico Shepherd, and we're here for episode 103. That is episode 103. We're 3 weeks in, and an episode a week so far. We probably will look to drop a few more episodes a week, just to kind of make up for time that's lost previously. But today's episode 103, is based around how to buy your first car. And if you were with us last week, you knew that it was all about credit. So every topic we've discussed so far is going hand in hand. We started with how to buy houses, we moved on to credit, and now we're at how to buy your first car. Last week we talked about how we can utilize our credit, how to utilize our payments to influence our better future. And this is one of those things that will come in handy. So today, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about 10 things to do to prepare for your first vehicle purchase. Okay? As we discussed the last few weeks and probably the last month or so, we want to say thank you to all our essential workers, nurses, doctors, firefighters, policemen, fast food worker, those who are dentists that are working to fix those crooked teeth we have out there. Thank you guys for sacrificing your time and your health to protect us. Again, a good buddy of mine was sick. He's recovering very well. I mentioned him on our last podcast episode. Okay, so we're going to get into topic, and today's topic again is how to buy your first car. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience personally. My first vehicle, 1997 BMW 528i. It was a black sedan. I love that thing. I had a little bit of rust, but I got spray paint and made it go. That car was purchased cash that me and my girlfriend saved up at that time, and we bought it. It was our first vehicle. I remember it. We bought it in New York. We had insurance under a good family friend of ours. Shout out to Duckett. Really appreciate that. You definitely put us on a good path for that. And we had our taxes, tags, and everything taken care of that day. And I believe it came up to about $3,650. We ended up using that part of the money we saved week in, week out. For all of you guys who do not know about Partner and Susu, definitely look into it, especially if you are of the African American descent, Caribbean descent. Your parents will definitely be able to help you with that. Okay, so my first vehicle, ran it into the ground, literally. Okay, my trip to Florida is my first car. Don't know nothing about oil changes, don't know nothing about maintaining your vehicle. I just knew, hey, take it here, take it there, and we're good to go. So we ran it into the ground accidentally. Let's go with that, okay? Gino, you know what you did, all right? So let's keep it going. So 10 things that we will need to know before we purchase a car. First thing first, and it's probably one of the most important things on this list. You gotta set a budget, a realistic budget. Okay, a lot of people want the best vehicles in the world, but sometimes you have to just go with something that's used. You might not have the best finances, so you have to keep that in mind. You have to keep in mind that not only will you now pay for this vehicle, if it is a brand new vehicle and you don't have the cash, you'll probably have to get financing. And if that's the case, you're going to need pretty decent credit. If not, you're going to be hit with some high interest rate. And we mentioned that last week on episode 102, credit. Don't forget, guys, check out each episode. And those, before we go any further, we're doing these episodes. They do drop on YouTube. They're on Spotify. They're on Apple. Follow. Leave a subscription. We're here. We're going to give you a lot of information, not only about things that benefit your life, but a lot of things in general, just to kind of keep you knowledgeable about a lot of things. So again, we need a realistic budget, okay? And that budget now will determine whether or not you can get a 2020, 2021 vehicle or a 2002 vehicle, okay? Either way, the point of your vehicle is to get you from point A to point B. So sometimes it's your first vehicle, you don't need anything extravagant. Okay, so you want to calculate your living costs. And by the way, for those of you guys that are listening, this is episode 103. Credit, no, wrong. Episode 103, how to buy your first vehicle. Okay, and a lot of the information here will be taken from Kelley Blue Book and that will give you a lot of information regarding how to go about your first purchase. Okay, so calculate your living costs. All right, some people in more expensive areas, some people have to pay rent, child care, pay for their school, room, board, and whatever it may be. You have to keep in mind that if you cannot budget it, if it does not fit in your budget, maybe you just need to take the train, take the bus, ask someone for a ride, but don't put yourself in a situation where you can't get out of. Okay? Now, our second one, know what you can spend per month. And this again goes into keeping a realistic budget. Okay? It may look similar, it may sound similar to the last one, but you have to keep in mind, okay? You have to be able to balance. You need to be able to balance how you will be able to pay for this vehicle if you decide to do a financing, but you also have to keep in mind gas, maintenance, oil changes. So a lot of things you will have to keep in mind once you purchase your vehicle. Your insurance, you have to pay that monthly. Okay, so there's a lot of little things here and there. Try not to put yourself in a situation which you can't get out of. Again, this is very important going forward, and it's a little bit different from getting that budget, a realistic budget to purchase your vehicle. This is about how to maintain ownership of your vehicle, because the last thing anyone needs is to have a repossession. Okay, and remember, there's a lot of things you have to keep in mind going forward. Okay, so our third one, let's look at it as establish your transportation needs. And this is very important, guys. Very, very important. Again, as I mentioned before, purpose of the vehicle, get you from point A to point B. But not every vehicle is the same. You have to keep in mind that you may have to deal with more load. Maybe your job requires you need an SUV. Maybe you need a pickup truck. Maybe you need a sedan. Maybe it does not even matter, but keep that in mind that going forward, you need to calculate and establish what your needs are for your vehicle. Okay, and this is a very important thing. A lot of us kind of don't keep it in mind. Remember, some vehicles are a lot more to maintain than others in terms of gas. I mean, a pickup truck or SUV is going to cost you more gas than a sedan or a vehicle that is a smart car. Okay, you may have purchased a vehicle that's an electric vehicle. Different needs, so you have to establish those. Okay, now we want to look into our fourth option. Okay, prioritize your wants. Okay, a lot of things we love. I remember after my first vehicle, which was that 1997 BMW, I wanted to actually get another vehicle because, again, as I mentioned before, we ran that into the ground. But one of the things that were very important to me going forward was backup camera. Okay, and the reason being is I lived in New York at the time, and we wanted to make sure that when you're backing up and you have these vehicles parked so tightly together, you didn't want to risk hitting anyone's vehicle, because though you have insurance, it's very expensive to actually very expensive to bounce back when you do hit someone or when you do cause an accident. So you want to keep that in mind as we go forward and as you look to get that vehicle. Now, when we say establish your wants, I wanted that camera. You may want something like brake assist or even park assist, or maybe you wanted lane assistant. Okay, there are vehicles out there that provide something for everybody, and then there are certain vehicles that provide everything for everybody, but maybe that's not in your budget. And this is why we want to go through this list to help you figure out how to actually move forward while you search for that vehicle. Okay, now again, for those who are still with us, episode 103, how to buy your first vehicle, and it's your gracious host again, Nico Shepherd. So we're going to continue with our list that we have here, and again, so far we have the first one being establish your realistic budget. The second one, know how much you're willing to spend monthly. And your third, establish your transportation needs. And your fourth being prioritize your wants. Okay, maybe a backup camera is not for you. Maybe you're not that good at keeping your lanes and you want a lane assist. Okay, so make sure you prioritize that as best as possible. Okay, now another one that's really big, our number 5th option. Okay, and a lot of people don't do this enough. Do your research. Please do your research. All right, when you're looking for a vehicle, a lot of the times we're online and we see all these vehicles, they look great. That does not mean they're the vehicle for you. There might be some things wrong with the vehicle. That's why they have Carfax. That's why they have the Kelly Blue Book. That's why you can physically go to a dealership and check the vehicle out. All right, guys? Now, for a lot of us, we're not all car specialists or mechanics, but we have friends that are. Take a friend with you. And females, ladies, please listen to me. And I've seen this way too often. A female goes to purchase a vehicle, and the salesman try to override them, try to overrun them. A female go to the mechanic and they try to give them unrealistic prices. Okay? Sometimes it helps taking a friend, a male friend with you who knows something about those vehicles. And granted, I'm not saying women do not know about vehicles. Okay? I'm saying the perception that these guys that are out there as salesperson look at you guys, they think food. Okay? So does not hurt to bring someone with you. You bring that person with you, you can even the playing field. Okay? So, please do your research. Research the models. Research the perks of those models. Research your wants. Does your wants fit the vehicle that you can purchase? Alright? And again, doesn't hurt to wait a little bit. There's millions of vehicles out there. And you will find the one for you. So just do your research. Call who you need to call, ask who you need to ask the information, and make sure that it's something that makes sense for you as you go forward. All right? And that's one of the things that happened to me on my second vehicle, my Nissan Altima 2012 white. We went to multiple dealerships, and when we finally got to that dealership, we didn't even know we wanted a Nissan. We were looking for something else. And we went, we did the research, we did the test drive, we liked how it felt, we liked the interior, it was push to start. It fit a lot of the wants that I had on my list. So I went out, I brought someone who knew about vehicle and got the research done, and that's how I was able to get my second vehicle. Okay? Now, number 6, locate a convenient dealership. This is very important. As I mentioned a while ago, it's also part of doing your research, okay? There's a lot of dealerships in America. A lot. And usually they're all bundled together. You'll see a Honda, a Hyundai, a BMW, a Benz. You'll see all these dealerships all grouped together, okay? Again, it's your first vehicle. You may not need to purchase a new vehicle. All you have to do is go check the local dealership maybe. Try them out. See what they're about. Alright? Take your time, search your dealerships, and when you find your dealership, you will know. You will know those that are being upfront and honest, and you'll know those who are just trying to make a sale. Okay, so please, locate a convenient dealership, and you will be able to get to the end goal a lot better. Okay, for me personally, I remember my first vehicle, I don't even know how many places I went before we finally found that car. And then, I remember when we were purchasing our Santa Fe, 2012 Santa Fe, I'll never forget, we weren't even looking for a Hyundai. I stopped at a Nissan dealership for Infiniti, and I was told I couldn't purchase anything here because they didn't believe I could purchase it. And sucks for you, buddy. I was definitely able to make that purchase. Okay, so I ended up at Hyundai because I didn't feel comfortable with my Infiniti dealership. And here I am. I had a Honda Santa Fe 2012, and everything went well because the salesperson that dealt with me at Hyundai was a lot better than the person that dealt with me at Infinity. Okay, so that's just one of the things you want to keep in mind. Now, found your vehicle, found your dealership. What do you want to do? The next step, okay, our next step is to test drive your vehicle. Okay, test drive your vehicle. It looks great, it looks clean. Remember, they're always cleaning those cars. They're always cleaning it. So you want to make that test drive. And when you do test drive your vehicle, you need to feel comfortable in your vehicle, because you're going to be the one driving it day in, day out. So please make sure you are test driving those vehicles. Make sure you bring somebody with you so that you guys can be on the road to feel it together. Feel the passenger side if you need to. Maybe you want to sit in the back just so you can feel how the vehicle feels from the back. Because again, this is very important. And when we say test drive, we don't only mean drive the vehicle. Open the trunk. Open the hood. Look at the vehicle. Check it out. Get comfortable with the vehicle that you're planning to purchase. Make sure that you are comfortable with the vehicle you are planning to purchase, because that is a major thing, and you're going to be the one in that vehicle for days, weeks, months, possibly years. Okay, so that's major. All right. Again, for those who are just visiting us, this is again episode 103: how to buy your first vehicle, or how to purchase your first car. All right. So number 8, pricing. How to purchase it at a price you're comfortable at. Remember something, guys. The dealership may have a price on the window of that vehicle, but everything is negotiable. All right. Everything is negotiable. They may say, hey, this car is $20,000. If you have $15,000 in cash, they may take it. All right? Keep that in mind. Everything is negotiable. So you must determine that price. Now, another thing, you got to go back to our first 2. You're establishing your budget already. Okay? You're establishing what you can pay per month already. So you're going in hoping to be there or under what you budgeted for. All right? And remember, they want to sell the vehicle just like how you want to buy the vehicle. All right? So make sure you budget correctly and you come to them with a purchase price you're comfortable with. You do not have to purchase at what they have it at. Okay? So our number 9, secure financing, or know your option. Okay? A lot of people buy their first vehicle cash because it's usually a cheaper vehicle. It's usually affordable because you've saved enough for it. But let's say you don't want to buy a used vehicle, or you don't want to buy a vehicle that you can afford cash. Maybe you want to buy a $15,000, $20,000 vehicle. Financing option is there. All right, this is where they compare your credit, compare what you make, and determine if they can purchase the vehicle for you and you pay a monthly payment. All right, guys, this is why our last episode was so important. Episode 102, credit. This is why I do those videos, so that you can be aware of what you can do with your buying power. All right, so what I want you guys to do is make sure you watch that video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow the channels, and make sure that you are aware that there are options for you. So with the financing, you want to go in, sit down with the salespeople, have them figure things out for you, provide the necessary documents, and see if you are financeable. Okay, once you are financeable, you pick your options. You pick the best options. All right? That's very important, and I want you guys to keep that in mind. There are options. And number 10. This is probably really easy, but it's really stressful. What I want you guys to do is enjoy the process. It's a very fulfilling process. Yes, it's very stressful, Yes, you're always wondering, can you do this? Can I make these payments? Is this something that I'm going to be able to maintain? Am I going to be able to purchase this vehicle? Can I keep buying gas? Can I keep making oil change? Can I keep doing all these other things for your vehicle? And my thing is this: you've already budgeted, you've already prepped for your monthly payment. So, what I want you to do is simple. Enjoy the process. Love the process. Because I tell you what, every time I was able to make a purchase for a vehicle, I was excited as hell. I've had 1997 BMW, 2012 Nissan Altima, 2012 Hyundai Santa Fe. I had a 2013 BMW, 2012 BMW, and now I have a 2019 Kia Forte. And every single one of those purchases felt amazing. It's a stressful process, but it's an amazing process. You'll feel great, so enjoy it. Don't stress yourself, okay? It's very important that you keep that in mind. So, as we go forward, I want you guys to remember the 10 things that I want you guys to do preparing for your first vehicle. Number 1, establish a realistic budget. Make sure you know what you can spend. Number 2, know what your monthly spending is going to be in terms of your gas, your insurance, different things, maintenance, okay? Keep that in mind. Number 3, establish your needs. What do you need? What kind of vehicle do you need? Why do you need that type of vehicle? Okay? Number 4, identify and prioritize your wants in your vehicle. I wanted a backup camera. You do the same thing. Okay? Number 5, do your research. Very important. Okay? Just go on these websites. Kelley Blue Book is a big one. Carfax.com. These are major places. There's option nowadays. You do not have to go into anything blind. Okay? Number 6, locate a convenient dealer. Maybe someone local is best for you. Maybe you go with one of the big giants, but definitely find a good dealership. Number 7, test drive your vehicle. Not only drive it on the road, but open up the trunks, open up the hood, look in the back of the vehicle, see what you like. Sit in the back, sit in the passenger seat, see if it's something that you will like. Okay. Number 8, determine the proper purchase price. You don't have to purchase at what they have it listed at. You can always negotiate. Everything is negotiable. Number 9, make sure you secure your financing. Know what your options are. Okay? Get your credit together. You don't need perfect credit, but it helps with your interest rate. Okay? Definitely look into that as well. And number 10, enjoy the process. Those are our 10 things for preparing to purchase your first vehicle. Okay, there are many vehicles out there. This is one. This is a list that I can say definitely helped me purchasing my vehicles, and it's definitely going to help you as well. Okay, so everyone, I want to say thank you again to all you guys for being here with us. Thank you for all our essential workers, our doctors, nurses, firefighters, dentists, policemen, our fast food workers, gas station workers. We thank you guys for spending the time and effort into taking care of the rest of the nation. And for everyone, please remember, social distancing is major. Please remember, keep your distance, 4 to 6 feet, and also stay inside if you can. Okay, if you can't do it, please do not infect us all, or do not put yourself and your family at risk. Okay, we thank you guys for being here with us again, and I want to plug our Spotify, our Apple Podcasts, and our YouTube page. Each are the Not So Dumb Idiot Podcast at Spotify, Apple, and also at YouTube.com. Subscribe, follow us, guys. We have a lot of content. We want to kind of give you guys a lot of information. And a quote of the day, I want to say, guys, keep in mind this very important thing. All right, we're gonna have tough times, and we're in the tough times right now. But you can do it. We're gonna make it out. going to be stronger. We're going to be better, at not only as a nation or as a country, but as a planet. All right, we got it together. So let's push, let's fight. Again, guys, thank you for being with us. This is episode 103 of the Not So Dumb Idiot podcast. And our topic of the day is how to buy your first vehicle. Thank you. Again, I am your gracious host. Have a great night.